have framed it now, which is a really good.
I homeschool, and I just kept noticing that Andrew had difficulties with spelling. He had difficulties with. He hated reading. His reading comprehension was terrible.
I would read, like, letters would jumble together and cross, and it just didn't make it enjoyable. I'll get headaches sometimes, and my eyes would hurt.
After hearing Andrew's story of where he was in the beginning, then our evaluation looked at all of his visual skills beyond just being able to see 20/20, how his eyes work together as a team, depth perception, focusing ability, and then every patient, their initial eval includes going through the right eye functional vision IQ, and then the reading IQ if they have reading challenges too. The circular pursuits were not necessarily a circle shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
The horizontal pursuits, there were a lot of saccadic intrusions or fixation losses where your eyes were kind of like losing coordination. That's kind of what the eye movements looked like, was really unsteady and difficulty with controlling. So pursuits were hard to stay on target. Saccades with both eyes were inaccurate and not necessarily going over the same path over and over. And then fixation stability, there was difficulty with holding his eyes steady. So definitely there was a lot to work on in the beginning, and the end result was night and day different. It was so cool to see how much different it got as he progressed.
I never dreamed, because Andrew goes for his eye exams every year and gets new glasses, and so I never dreamed that there was something that could possibly be wrong with the way his eyes actually work, how they're not tracking together, how just that he can't do the things that normal eyes do because he sees perfectly fine. And so there's so much more that as a parent we don't even know the full scope of what can go wrong with the eyes.
Andrew's percentile scores went up consistently, which is nice to see. But also those little details in each particular skill set also improved. And just being able to show, that's something that I really like about right eye, is I know that Andrew's eyes had a hard time working together, but they didn't necessarily. A lot of people have just heard 20/20 is good all your life, 20/20, 20/20. And Andrew got to see, this is what your eyes are doing when you're trying to read. Kira got to see, here's a paragraph of text, this is how Andrew's eyes are moving as he's reading. So being able to actually visualize and understand exactly how those eyes are working together was useful for progress evaluations, but also a measurable improvement too.
I'm a lot better at spelling. I used to just think, like, I would guess the words a lot, but now I don't usually guess. I can spell a lot better, and I do archery, and I can aim a lot better.
Because there's a strong connections between the visual system, the brain, and the spine. And the number one compensation for problems with movements of the eyes is going to be in the musculoskeletal system. I believe that if we are to treat the spine, we need to also understand the system that controls the spine and also the systems that can influence the spine. And the visual system is one of the most prominent ones. By assessing eye movements, it gives us a window into the brain. And it's the only system that can actually tap into all parts of the brain. In many cases, we could see things with the right eye system that I would miss, by doing a bedside exam without the clinical input that the right eye system brings.